we're back we're doing it the next day actually. We're gonna keep these raw videos going. Today's subject is things to focus on as a man, and also things to stay away from. We're gonna cover, obviously at the start, we're gonna cover things to focus on. This might be a bit of a shorter video, but I'm just gonna go over a couple things that I believe. I'm gonna be reading a couple notes, so it's not fully professional. I'm not doing any cuts, so it's gonna be like that. But I feel like, me being 22 years old now, I've been able to figure out what I believe is right and wrong, and things that I struggled with, things that benefited me. And, I know I have a lot of young men that follow me, and I know I have a lot of young women that follow me, and these can also go for both. This isn't just for men, but this will definitely help a lot of the young men figure out a bit more purpose, things to be cautious of, and obviously things to focus on. And I feel like this could just be also just a helpful thing, because I've been through a lot of this shit. I've experienced a lot of different, activities in my life, gone through a little bit of stuff, and it's always good to kind of just, be able to tell a couple people and impact a couple people. That's the whole point here. But yeah, like things to first thing we're going to be talking about is obviously yourself. That's a massive one to focus on, right? Because as a young male, it's so hard to go about life anyway, right? So it's important to be selfish sometimes and focus on yourself and put yourself first. Because at the end of the day, you don't have someone always there to kind of pick you up and carry you. You have to be able to do everything kind of yourself in a sense. Obviously, there's people around you that could always love and protect you, and that's not to say that you shouldn't care about them. I'm not saying be selfish, be mean to people, be rude to people. No, I'm saying put yourself in a situation where you can benefit and you're going to continuously grow. Because you will have to, as a male, put yourself first to win. Because we want to win, and sometimes you have to put yourself first. And I feel like that's a really good way to go about it, is sometimes being selfish in the correct ways. There's multiple different instances to kind of do that. But yeah, still keep the loved ones close though. Don't neglect loved ones. But yeah, that leads into my kind of my second point, like focusing on loved ones. That's very important to do, because you need to figure out in life who has your best intentions at heart, your true intentions, who is someone that's going to back you no matter what. And even through my life, like I've lost so many friends. Like even within the last year, I would say I've lost all of them except for, like, I'm going to name them because I'm going to shout out to them: Marcel, Big Dog Franco, and like Kinney and like Harry. That's like, those are my boys, and only one of them or two of them live close to me. So it's like, you need to be able to figure out who has your best intentions and keep those people close, because when you start cutting out the degenerate stuff like partying, drinking, women, all those sort of things, you will figure out who was kind of just your party mate, who was kind of just like this person that was using you for something or anything. And like, if you try to do something outside the norm, that's like considered a bit weird, like me posting content, me doing business, me doing this and that, making money. The people who get envious, they're not your friends. The people who like get proud of you, those boys I mentioned, those are the people you need to keep close, and you'll figure it out, like when you go through life even more, like who has your best intention. That's also for you to maybe like G-check yourself right now, like, is this person I'm hanging around with, like, am I with this person? Would they, if I call them, would they be there on instant? Would they, have my back? Would they talk shit behind my back? Like, you need to figure that out. And I feel like a lot of you might know some people you need to separate yourself from, because if you're trying to climb, and someone's just like, nah, don't do that, that's weird, or nah, don't post that video, it's like, they're low-key a hater. And you got to understand, sometimes haters, they might think you're their friend or whatever, they're not, man. And you got to understand that as well. But yeah, keep those close ones close, and love your parents, especially mumsy. But yeah, love is so important. That's the next sort of thing to focus on. So far we've got yourself, obviously, and then your loved ones. But relationships, this is so 50-50, right? Because obviously there's some people that would say, be single to be successful, or, be like very closed off to that side of thing, because, a partner could drag you down. But like, a real partner won't drag you down at the end of the day. Like, if you find yourself a good girl, they're going to back you, man, and they're going to support you. They're going to help you when you're at your lowest. And then those people, they get rewarded for everything. You just got to find like a good relationship like that. You got to be able to build with them. That's a very important thing as well. Like, if you're a young male trying to become more, and you have a girl that you love, and you gotta try to build with that person. Don't only build your life, I guess. Help them a little bit, and they're gonna help you in a lot of different ways. As a male, we can focus so hard on like chasing the bag, business, but having an emotional support person there for you, having someone that's gonna talk to you, someone that's gonna love you at the end of the day when like times get tough. That is just such a beautiful thing. And yeah, like finding someone who truly cares for you. It's so hard to find good partners as well in this generation. So if you've like found a good girl, and like this is a side message, like boys, like don't get rid of a good girl to go chase hoes. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. That's disgusting. You might feel that temptation as well. Growing up, you might be turning 18, 19, 20, going out, more beautiful girls around you. You might getting more attention. It's like, that's all short term, man. You got to think about like growing with that person, and like that person can be so special to you, and just love them. Like, love is amazing, man. I love love. And I think it's important to have that aspect, especially myself. I want to grow, and I know where my future's kind of going to be. And, for a long time, it's lacked that sort of love. And even, I'll talk about it, even recently, I came across a girl, and, I wanted to grow with, and, you want to kind of do those things with that person. And this is going to help some people as well. Like, you want to, sometimes it doesn't always work out, trust me. So like, you also need to learn to walk away. But like, I'm not saying I'm walking away. I'm just saying like, you got to understand what you want out of a relationship, and kind of what they want. And you need to be like very, very communicating. Love is so good, man. And I feel like I have a lot of love, and I feel like men do have a lot of love to give. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I don't think we should be thinking about like, single life, want to be smashing birds. And I'll talk about that in the don'ts, right? But like, yeah, just like keep special people close, and grow with them. And like walking away, like, is that to say they're a bad person if you walk away? No, it's like everyone grows at different times, and some people want different things out of relationships, and you just need to kind of communicate that a lot. But yeah, like we all live a different life, and we all kind of do have relationships different. And that girl's your beautiful soul, but I just, sometimes values are kind of different, and different ages maybe, like we all see the world a bit differently. I have so much love for everyone, but yeah, like you need to also just like figure out if it can work as well, for sure. Shout out to her. So that's relationships. So now we're gonna need to focus on the bag, boys. This is big, and I can kind of chat on this now, innit? Because man, for so long I was a brokey. So long in my life. Like I didn't really it wasn't really I'd always be like, yeah, I want more money. I don't know what to do. It's like, I've always stuck at that 4 to 5K a month mark. And within the last year, I'm making like 10 to 15K a month now. So it's different ball game. I'm in different rooms. I'm in better positions. I get to travel. I get to have different. And that also comes with like, this isn't a massive one to focus on, but this is like a side tip. Like, status is pretty important as a male, because you want to feel respected, right? You want to walk into a room, what's up, what up? Like, people know you, like your name. Obviously, I don't know you too well, because that's only like the homies and that. But like, status is quite important. Don't focus too heavy on that, though, because that can be a bit of a trap. Don't get too involved, and don't get lost from the important things in life. But money is very important. Obviously, I've grown within the online space, doing like all that stuff. Sales agency, remote closing, all these sort of things to make my life on a laptop now, and I make good money from it, and I'm able to experience a different caliper of life as a male, like just buying kind of whatever you want in the moment, taking like loved ones, girls like that you love on dates, and it's like buying things for them, and I love that shit. And you know, once you kind of get to experience it, it's like I need to keep doing more. You know, I want to treat, you know, you want to make, you know, the other week, not the other week, actually 2 days ago, I gave my mother $2.5 grand cash just to pay for half of her holiday. She went through a rough year, health issues, and I gave her some cash to kind of help out with that. And that's not to be like, look at me. I'm just saying, like, now that I get money, I'm able to do things like that. And that feels my heart, and I know how it affected her. I got to see, like, her love from that, and she couldn't imagine her 22-year-old son giving her that much money, and they don't need the money. It was never about that much. It's not much money, but it was about just the message and like, I love you type shit. And then this is the next sort of things to focus on as a male. Boys, we need to get into the gym more. All right, listen, if you're ugly, if you're not looking like Max McKay in it, like, it can be tough, but the gym can take a fucking 5 to a 7 so quick. If a 4 to a, doesn't matter. If you have a physique, if you get some big shoulders, good like chest, good arms, man, like it's a game changer. And also with gym, like your mental health, just being healthy in general, fitness, it's everyone knows how important gym is, but like all you motherfuckers still don't go. What are we doing? All right, next. Oh, hold up. Next thing to focus on as a male. This is a Bible. I'm not saying, obviously I am saying, look at me. I was raised a bit of a Christian, and after I kind of left school, I lost my ways with what the true, you know, good things in life are. I got very caught up, and I'll talk about it in the don'ts, but I got caught up in a lot of bullshit. Selling drugs, doing all these things, like just doing very things that like took me away from the big man. Christ is king as well. It's like, if you can build relationship with God and Jesus and all these beautiful things, like, you will be rewarded. If you focus on the good things like that, man, your life will be good. And I want to talk about God in a whole different video, but it's so important to have some spiritual level to you, someone bigger than you, someone to talk to. As a male, we have no one to talk to, lad. So having God there, it's a blessing, right? Because does he talk back? No. But do I feel heard? Yes, I do. I feel so heard. And you know, all the things I did in my past, I should not be this blessed, man, and should not be this lucky. And it's not my doing. Obviously, I put the hard work in, but there's something bigger at play. And once you mature a little bit, you know, and you figure out, like, and you're around more successful people, man, like, they all have a God in their life. You know, it's such a beautiful thing, and I don't think it's spoken enough about today, and especially in the Western world here in Australia. You go outside and just see degeneracy, and you go outside and just see a godless society. That hurts to see, because I feel like there's just so many lost people. And if you're feeling lost, man, just go pick up a Bible and read, religious or not. Just have a read of that book, and you know, it could help you a lot. Okay, but so God and gym is the last sort of thing there. All right, this one's just little notes, things to stay away from. The first one. Lust. What I mean by this is everything. We'll talk about it. You do not follow Instagram girls. What are you doing? I've been guilty in the past, for sure, and I still... No, I don't... No, okay. Do not have, like, pornography in your life. Do not have, like, Instagram whores on your fucking Instagram. Do not have any, like, that bullshit, man. Stay away from the lust. And the lust as well is, like... Smashing birds on the weekend is not cool. I don't get it. Well, I mean, I do get it. And I feel like myself, I can speak on this, and I don't want to be like, look at me, I'm smashed. Like, I'm not proud of it. You know, I've actually, I think about it often. I'm like a little bit disgusted in myself of how I've treated women in the past, and how they've treated me in that sense, if it was just a sex trade-off or anything like that. And I don't like talking about it too much because I don't want to, like, you know, my loved ones could watch this video and stuff like that. But I don't have regrets, but it's a, I think I said I regret it, but it's like I do regret that part of my life a little bit. I don't regret the things, but like, because I don't think you should have regrets, but the lust is such a dangerous thing as a male. You know, like, the reason, and I found out that, like, and Marcel can, like, he's told me so much about this. I just filled that part of my life because I was so lonely. I had no purpose in life, and you end up filling it with just easy things like lust, women, and then, like, it's a bad path to go down. And, you know, people say, I say men's body count doesn't matter, but once you hit a certain, you know, body count, like, you stop being able to build connections with women, and that's a terrible thing. I've seen it. I've gone through it. It's a disgusting thing, and I think we should respect women a lot more, not to treat them like that. And I think they should learn to respect themselves a lot more. Obviously, yeah, just try to stay away from the girls like that. Like I was saying, like, find a good one, stick with her. If you can't find a good one, pick up a Bible as well. You should be doing that anyway. But, like, God will put a good girl in front of you eventually, you know, and it's just you have to become the man you have to be to receive a girl he wants to put in front of you. These random chicks, it's going to give you absolutely nothing but an empty hole in your heart, and it's a very dangerous game to play. Fill that with purpose, not with lust. Degenerate stuff, right? Like, just doing dumb shit. Just don't waste your time gaming. Just doing silly shit. You can game for like an hour a day, but, like, degeneracy is, like, we'll talk about, like, the alcohol, the drugs, the partying. You know, we can do all that stuff later in life. We really can. I get it's fun to be young. I did it for so long. The drugs, the partying, and it shaped me, and it was helpful to understand that's not what I want out of life. And I feel like some people will never really get out of that cycle. Just try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible. I feel like as a man especially as well, it's, you know, you're working 5 days a week, you want to have a party on the weekend. It's like, use that time to benefit and grow as a man so that you can live a better life. Just stay away from the drugs and the partying and the women. Find a good one. It's important. Very important. But yeah, that's it really. Like, I'm sure there's so many more don'ts. Just man, what else shouldn't you do? Stop saving your money. If you're broke, don't save your money. Figure out how to not be broke with that. Don't have an emotional connection to your money. This is a weird one. Just don't get an emotional connection because you work so hard. You work 50 hours a week for your $1,000-something bucks. You know, it's like, oh, I couldn't invest that into something. It's like, bro, it's like, it takes money to make money. But yeah, figure all that out. But yeah, man, I'm waffling now. But yeah, to recap it, focus on yourself, focus on loved ones, focus on building good relationships with friends, people, women or males. Good ones though. Good ones. It's important to have, like, love is something we lack as in the male. Like, we don't get love much. So if you find it, cherish it, build with that person. Don't throw it away for randoms. It's not worth it. And money, focus on that. Gym and God, focus on that, lads. Stay away from lust. Stay away from degeneracy. Stay away from partying and drugs and alcohol. Is that to say you can't have fun? No. Have fun. We're young. We don't know when we're going to die. Experience life. Character development. Get stories. You need stories and memories to tell your kids. But yeah, Just focus on those things and you're going to be eat well. Anyway, love.